Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Back Hy-Vee Today. This is Tony Tone. It is Tuesday, the 16th of July. It's good to be with you. Was not here yesterday. That wasn't my intention. Felt a little under the weather. You know, one of those things, you get a prescription for something and it doesn't respond or you don't react well to the prescription. And yeah, so kind of took it easy yesterday on Monday, but I'm glad to be back with you all today. If you're watching us live on cable, Muscatine Power and Water Channel 5, appreciate you for tuning in. If you're with us on Facebook, like several people are right now, we're happy to be with you on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or however you're watching the show. You might even be watching it tonight at 7:30 or 10:30 on Muscatine Power and Water. Whatever brought you to this program, we appreciate it, and it's good to be with you. I want to mention a couple of things before we get to our first guest who's patiently waiting. Congratulations last night. Very exciting for Louisa Muscatine softball, punching their ticket to state once again. A great photo from Tim Doyle. So congrats to the Falcons. They, of course, won state last year and have punched their ticket for this year. One of those players who's pictured in that is Maddie Mashik, who also works here at Hy-Vee. She's working today, as a matter of fact. And as we were getting ready to do the show, she walked by, and I said, congrats, and L&M will play on Monday. And then West Liberty also punching their ticket to state. This is exciting. So I don't think this has happened for West Liberty in a while. One of the players for West Liberty is a coworker of mine's daughter. Coworker is Toby Lehman, works in the produce department. His daughter, I can't think of her name right now, of course, but she's going to play softball at Drake next year. And West Liberty punching their ticket to state. I think they even got like a escort through town with the West Liberty Fire Department and the police department. So kudos to our friend Police Chief Kerry Kinmuth in West Liberty. And we're really excited for the L&M Falcons and the West Liberty Comets advancing to state for softball. That's a big deal. And we'll see what happens, and we'll certainly keep you updated along the way. And I'm half inclined to just go grab Maddie Mashik and put her on the show, but she's working right now, so I don't think I can do that. Although we could try. Last thing I'll mention today is Tuesday, so starting at 4 p.m., burgers, $8. All the burgers on the menu in the Market Grill Express, just $8. Unlimited fries or tater tots, ready to go. It's a great deal. Each burger is pattied by hand. It's seasoned with love. I also think one of the secret ingredients is Arden Creek wine. I can't confirm that, but it would make sense. And it's a good segue to get to our guest who is patiently waiting. The man behind one of my favorite places and one of the... I don't know. At this point, like I always tell Mike Furlong with Arden Creek, is that I should have a key to the vineyard or stock. How you doing, buddy? It's great to have you here. First time you've been on the show, though.
It is, and I wanted to clear up one administrative thing.
Okay.
You had talked about if we ever went public that you'd like to have some stock options.
Yes, I would.
I'd just like to mention that if things don't go that well today, maybe that's not going to happen.
Okay, so it's all depending on your appearance on the show, whether I get that stock
That's
option.
how I feel, yes.
I can distinctively remember, and I wasn't going to mention this until later, but it makes sense. So the first time that my wife and I weren't even married when we met you guys was at the farmer's market in Davenport in 2009 or 10. And it was one of those Saturdays where it was warm, but it wasn't hot, and we're walking around the farmer's market, and we were early risers, and there was this vehicle and a table set up in Arden Creek wine. And at that moment, I mean, it's almost been 10 years now.
10 years this fall. That's
is
right.
that when it is?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, I didn't know that. Congratulations.
Thank you. And the vineyard's about 16 years old. So.
That is absolutely fantastic. And for those of you that aren't familiar with Arden Creek, I hope that you'll familiarize yourself. All of the wine that you make is great.
Thank you.
And I know that because we've bought quite a few bottles over the last 10 years, hence the stock option, or at least a key. I don't know if it's a key code, if there's a dial to a safe that has all the wine recipes or whatever, the ingredient list.
It's a need-to-know basis.
You can trust me. You can see that we have the website pulled up right there. So Arden Creek is a wonderful business, and it's just a stone's throw away from Muscatine. All right, so Mike, a couple of things going on we need to mention, and this is part of the reason why you're here, a little bit of a programming adjustment. So live music in the Vineyard this Friday, the 19th.
Yep, it's the Night People.
Okay.
They're a rock and roll Hall of Fame band, and
Awesome.
they've been out there before. And
Excellent.
I think we can rule out rain, but it's going to be a little warm.
Right.
So
It's
that's
going to be a little, maybe above 80 degrees,
Yep.
give or take.
I think so.
And one of those nights where I would recommend, and I am a doctor, you can trust me, at least one bottle of Arden Creek wine will help you beat the heat. But this is
right.
great that you open up the vineyard for live music. And one of the things that I had written on my list of things to talk about is, I don't know how long you've been having music in the vineyard, but it makes total sense because you have this beautiful setting to host bands, but even better to host families and people and groups to come out. So when did that start?
Well, I think it was year 2. We had about 3 events, and my great-grandfather, where the venue is, settled there. And I doubt if he was thinking about, music and wine. He was probably just trying to survive. But it's turned out to be really a pretty nice vista, that corner of our farm.
And it's just an unbelievable location. From this store, Arden Creek is, is it 15 minutes, would you say?
Yeah,
Give or
15
take?
minutes, about 10 miles, so
Okay.
it depends how fast you drive.
Drive the speed limit to Arden Creek, please.
Yes, we're not advocating anything else.
Yeah,
but,
no speeding. But this is fun. So if you're watching again this Friday, Music in the Vineyard, 6 o'clock, The Night People is the group. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can see a Facebook event right there. Mike, you would encourage people to maybe bring a pop-up chair, right?
Pop-up chair, blanket, bring your food out. We have lots of refreshments. Of course, we have wine, we have beer, we have frappes. There's no food truck this Friday, so you need to bring your munchies. But I think it'll be a good time. And you had mentioned earlier about our wine, but we have 19 releases, and we have a new one coming out.
Wow.
I don't want to steal your questions,
Yeah.
but we have a dry rosé coming out.
Oh, wow.
It's made from Frontenac. Should be out in about 5 weeks. The grapes come from Columbus Junction, Iowa.
That's great.
Brian Jones down there.
Yeah.
And he does our harvesting, but he also has a vineyard called Three Sons Vineyard, and so that's what the wine will be made of. And I think you'll like the story. It's going to be called Angel.
Angel.
Yeah,
Okay.
Angels. plural.
Angels.
Yeah.
And it's a dry rosé.
Semi-sweet,
Sure.
even sweet, but typically it's dry. And when we press the grapes, we typically do not ferment on the skins, which gets rid of some of the redness, and you get more of that pink color. And that's how you get a rosé-looking wine. But on the same threshold, we're talking about rosés. Yesterday, we entered some wines in the Mid-America wine competition. That's
Fantastic.
in Ankeny, Iowa. And so our Rosemary Rosé, which is a semi-sweet rosé, won a gold medal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Well, that's gentleman on the right there on the screen. That's Josh Clausen. He's the gentleman that...
And Josh has been on this show. He's a good guy.
Yeah, and he's been with us 5 years, and he's a super winemaker. He's a foodie. He's got a master's degree.
He's a
and,
master's in making wine.
Yeah.
Right, like that's an
basically.
unbelievable job. And also we should mention Mike Nag in that picture.
Very good
Yeah.
segue. I didn't know you had that.
Well, I saw it on your Facebook
Yeah.
page.
So
I
Mike
mean,
Nag called
Yeah.
us up, I think last Wednesday or Thursday,
Sure.
and said he'd like to stop, and he's the Secretary of Agriculture for the state of Iowa. And he was on his way to Lee
awesome.
County, which is Fort Madison, Keokuk, and they were going to the county fair. But we showed him the winery, showed him the vineyard. But the big thing I wanted to impress upon him was that we need high-speed internet out in the rural community.
Absolutely.
So we put a bug in his ear about that. But really a nice gentleman, good listener. And
Yeah.
I was impressed meeting him. Yeah.
I was going to say I've met Mike before, and really nice guy. And yes, of course, it makes sense to have someone like that come to the operation and understand. Of course, high-speed internet. Yes, right. I mean, you're operating a business, an award-winning business, and you need to make sure that you've got all the support that you need to do that. And I wonder how over the last 10 years business has evolved. I mean, it's certainly, I don't know if you feel like you've blinked and it's been 10 years, but the technology, and being able to communicate with people, you have a good-looking website, you guys understand social media. I mean, that's all kind of come into the fold in the last probably 5, 6, 7 years, I would say, right?
Yeah, the addition of the square to take money at
Right.
farmers markets, as you mentioned,
Yep.
or even at the our retail, has been really a slick way of processing money for both the customer and ourselves.
Sure.
So we did not have that at the beginning.
When you started 10 years ago, Mike, I mean, obviously people can come to places like Hy-Vee and Wine and Spirits, and different spots in the store have Arden Creek displays. They can go out to the vineyard, certainly live music this Friday, but getting into the stores, like that's That's got to be a good feeling. I mean, as much as you probably liked that early start and being the grassroots at the farmer's market, but getting into the stores, I mean, maybe a little intimidating but exciting at the same time when that happened.
It was initially,
Yeah.
but the thing is the Hy-Vees of the world recognize that people are supportive of local.
Yeah.
And so they'll give you a shot, and you didn't know that when you first started, but they'll give you a shot, and if you make good wine, then it'll stay there.
Sure.
And, you know, in the wintertime, you don't have any of the farmers markets, you don't have much activity at retail, so
Sure.
the thing that keeps us going is the retailer,
Yeah.
you know, Hy-Vee. And, you know, on that subject, I'd like to shout out to Kayleen and Cody, who are just good business people, number one, but
Sure.
also great supporters of our wine and of course, the customer base here in the surrounding area of Muscatine.
I think it's great anytime, you know, on this show we talk a lot about think local, drink local. One of our guests last week was Rob with Exile Brewing out of Des Moines, and I'm a big fan of Exile Brewing, as I am a self-proclaimed fan and investor in Arden Creek almost. But I mean, I love the idea of being able to look people in the eyes that own and operate a business. I mean, you're not just here on the show, you're in the store a couple times a week, checking displays, working with Kayleen, you're very hands-on. And I know that that's important to you. I mean, you care a lot about your product and you want to be able to be tangible. You can't be at all places at all the time, but you know that when people have questions that you're not afraid to answer those questions and give them all the information that they need to know and get the product out in front of them. I mean, you have a great team of people that will come to a place like Hy-Vee and sample Arden Creek wines, and I love watching people sample it and then go, I got to buy a bottle of that.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of key roles, but like I'm kind of focused on vineyard and
Sure.
outside sales. You got Josh making wine, my wife Diane doing some marketing, doing a lot of admin, and then we have, like you said, a host of people that do sampling at farmers markets and so on. So.
How do you feel, though, when you get to tell your story? Because it is such a rich story with your family and that land and that space, and whether the intent when it was, you know, settled upon all those years ago was, I mean, did you realize, like, we can make wine here? I mean, that's not something that everybody can just put on a piece of property, right? To start that process. I mean, I imagine, and I don't really know a lot about the logistics or the behind the scenes. I like being the end user that gets a bottle, tries to get the cork out and enjoy it, but I'm fascinated with the process of going from grape to bottle.
Well, I had a different career at one time, but in 2000, Iowa State started doing seminars, and it just caught my attention because I was always looking for something to kind of rejuvenate the farm with people and activity. My father used to raise tomatoes for Heinz's where they made ketchup.
Oh, wow.
And I liked those summers when there were so many people around to make that happen. So did the seminars, started a vineyard because there are winter hardy varieties now. Then it's like, well, if we're going to make any money at all, we probably need a winery. So invested some money there.
Yeah.
And from there, we're now 10 years into it. But we have 14 part-time people and 4 full-time, and everybody has a role. But what's kind of a interesting venture that we're involved in, we are in agriculture because we have a vineyard.
Sure.
Then we're in manufacturing because Josh is making wine. Then we're a retailer to end users through our retail and farmers markets. Then we're a wholesaler to retailers.
Right.
So we really kind of are vertically integrated and touch on a lot of aspects of business.
It's impressive. I was going to say, and it's nice to know that you've had a good success story, and that comes with people supporting local, which is maybe one of the takeaways if you're watching us. I don't care if you're watching us in the future. I always want you to think local, drink local. And it's one thing for people to support local because it's the right thing to do, but the products have to be good. And I've said it for years, your wines are good, and I'm not, my wife would love to tell you that Red 52 is her favorite. That's what she goes to, but she likes the county fair, and she's surprised me with some of the other Arden Creek wine that she's tried. I've dabbled in the Vintner's blend, which is really good. The Ryan's Red was a newer addition. So it's just nice that you said 19 varieties and a dry rosé coming soon.
Yep, called Wings.
When you look to add something to the lineup, what's that process like? So I guess if we use this dry rosé as an example, how much R&D, research and development, went into that?
Well,
and if you ever need help with the research and development, you know who you can call, by the way.
Since we're a small organization, the R&D was basically me making my calls on retailers and
Sure.
seeing all these vignettes of dry rosé.
Right.
And then people like Cody prodding me, it's like, when are you going to come out with a dry rosé?
Sure.
So after you hear that for 18 months, 2 years, you go like, okay, we probably need to do that.
Yeah.
And then you try to find out how are we going to do that, what grape we're going to use.
Sure.
And then Josh goes to work on trialing it up. We do some consumer-focused things with people at the winery. And so that's the latest edition. I don't know how many other niches we need to fill after 20 different releases,
Right.
but that's where we're going to be here in about 5 weeks.
It was almost a year ago, and I feel like I know which one of the Arden Creek wines won big at the Iowa State Fair. It was
The Nouveau.
Nouveau. Okay,
Yeah.
so last year was a really exciting moment. There it is right there, the
Yeah,
Nouveau
very
on the
good.
screen right there. So again, it's nice to know that it's a local product, it's a quality product, it's award-winning, and it's priced extremely well. And I know that can also be something, and again, I'm not trying to bore people with the details, but it's important that that's something that is probably discussed almost as much as how good everything is making sure that it's priced right so that folks can afford to try it, fall in love with it, and then they buy it time and time again, or they like what they like and they want to try something new and not have it break the bank. Because I think that can be sometimes a misconception when you talk about wine, is that, not every bottle of wine is $40 or $50. I mean, nor does it have to be.
No, we're in that $13, $14,
Yeah.
$11 price range,
Yep.
and some releases and styles lend themselves to a lower price point in the marketplace, and some people will pay more for, and
Sure.
so you learn that sometimes the hard way. If it doesn't move, it's like, well, maybe it's priced a little high.
Sure.
So that was kind of a trial and error situation with us. But yeah, it's a challenge.
I would tell everybody watching, again, if you can get out to Arden Creek, you owe it to yourself. Again, this Friday, July 19th at 6 o'clock, live music from the Night People. And then on Saturday, yoga at Arden Creek,
That's
which
right.
is great. So if you're into yoga and you want to be outdoors, again, it might be a little warm, but what a great setting for yoga.
Yeah, it'll be early in the
It's
morning. We'll have some mimosas.
Sure.
Brenda White will be out there
Yeah.
heading that up with the instructor. And
That's so fun. And then I should also note, special events, weddings. I've DJ'd a wedding at Arden Creek, so I know that's, the time of year that we're in. You probably have a lot of events booked like that, but something that folks should consider if they find themselves engaged and looking for
absolutely.
venues, right?
Yeah, we have 5 or 6 booked this year.
Great.
Basically need a tent, and it's a little bit weather dependent, but
Sure.
usually the storms move through pretty quickly
Yep.
on any given
Yep.
day.
Right, and it's a great venue again, and you can see some pictures from folks that have had their weddings out there. It's just a great setting. I don't know, what are you looking for when it comes to a wedding or just getting together with your friends? If you can be outdoors in the element, from events like Swamp Stomp to music in the vineyard, it's just it's a great place to be for sure, and I'm excited to see what's to come. Now, with the space, the vineyard space, have you gotten to the point where you need to expand? Had you expanded recently? I can't remember. Or is that
No.
something that you go, we don't know if we want to
No, good
grow
question.
that much? Because I don't know how much, like right now, how many different wines you're able to make at a given time. Do you need to add on to the building?
We have 4 acres. We
Okay.
quit planting in 2008. We have more land that we could add to, but raising grapes is labor intensive.
Sure.
And you've got to think, do you want to put more labor and more exposure? So right now what we're kind of doing is we have some varieties. This last winter, about 40% of our grapes got hit pretty hard by the winter.
Right.
They're rated about a minus 15 degrees with 50% bud kill. And so we've started a process of replacing some of those
Sure.
with more winter hardy, like in the
Okay.
minus 30 degrees. So we're really doing some replacement as opposed to expanding right now.
I wondered about the weather and the role that would play, and that makes total sense to understand that when temps get to 50 below zero, it's not doing you any favors in
No.
Arden Creek, right?
No, it did not help about 40% of them. But the wetness doesn't seem to have a big effect. It might delay harvest a little bit.
Sure.
But yeah, people are out there working the vineyard today. We're getting
That's
ready
awesome.
to put some Roundup underneath. We got to pull
Sure.
some suckers off the trunk. So
And then the dry rosé, the next addition to the lineup. Are there any other? Any sneak peeks of wine coming down the pike that you can mention without giving away any secrets? I don't know. You can say, answer that however you like, I guess. You can be as vague as you want to.
No, that's the only thing that's on the drawing board. Labels being designed by our designer in the suburbs of Chicago.
Awesome.
She sent back renditions this morning, so we'll look at those tonight.
Cool.
And we'll see what else comes down the pike.
Well, it's great to see Arden Creek be successful in 10 years in business is awesome, and I love the stories. Most of the wines, like the Johanna, has a great story behind it. You turn the bottle around and you can kind of educate yourself as much as you're enjoying what's inside of it, and I appreciate you being here, Mike. It's so fun to... I mean, we see each other enough as it is, but to finally have you on the show, I appreciate your time, because I know that you're busy, and it's a lot to run this business, but you guys do such a great job, and it's worthy of stopping and talking about.
My pleasure, Tony. Thanks a lot.
You're a good guy, Mike. I appreciate it. So if you just tuned in or you're watching this again, Mike Furlong, Arden Creek Wine, Music in the Vineyard this Friday. Get to the website, Arden Creek's website, or social media. Stay connected with everything that's coming up. And the next time you're in a place like Hy-Vee, there's so many samplings. I just like when I can punch out and then, we're sampling. Well, I've never tried this one. They know at this point, but I still, and then I always get the text. Usually, once a week I might get the text from my wife that says I need the Red 52 or the county fair or,
Even if you sampled them, we call that re-verification.
I'm just re-verifying things, everybody. That's all that's happening.
It's all legit.
I like that you have a name for it. That's awesome. All right, Mike Furlong, we'll get you out of here. We're going to go CBI Bank and Trust Isle Cam. This is a busy guy, and we appreciate Mike's time. Again, get connected with Arden Creek, and don't miss the Night People with Music in the Vineyard this Friday at 6 o'clock and yoga on Saturday. That is awesome. All right, so CBI Bank and Trust Isle Cam set up kind of right around the corner from where we're doing the show, showing you some Hendrick's gin. You can see some watermelon in the background, and yeah, everything that's fresh is over there. That's where you're going to find it, and you'll be good to go. So today, I should tell you, is National Personal Chef Day. I don't know if anybody watching has a personal chef, but that's a pretty good deal, pretty good racket if you've got that. And it's National Corn Fritters Day. I don't know if corn fritters is something that we've got readily available in the store, but you could probably get all the ingredients that you need here at Hy-Vee and put that together. But personal chef, boy, isn't that one of the things you win the lottery and you go, I would love nothing more than to have a personal chef. Yeah, that would be awesome to have that. So with that being said, maybe we'll take the Toyota Muscatine cart cam on a spin. I'm trying to think what aisle if we had corn fritters. Oh, I don't know, maybe aisle 6? Some ingredients to make corn fritters. I don't even know what goes. I'm assuming corn and flour and a couple other things. Maybe that's where you go to find that. But if you're going to celebrate it, just know that it's going on today, along with, again, National Personal Chef Day. So that's awesome. All right, so we're glad to be back with you, that's for sure. And we'll go quickly down that aisle 6 and just take a look at some of the products. There's the Toyota Muscatine Cut Camera 2019 edition. And away we go. We're going to go on a little journey here. So we're glad to be with you. Again, had the Monday off kind of unexpectedly, but that's okay. Took a day to rest and recuperate a little bit, but here we go. So Chad's got that. He's going to go down aisle 6. Nice little perspective there, Mike, isn't it? Doesn't it look good, right?
Very cool.
Yeah, you mount a camera to a grocery cart, and it's just ingenuity at its finest, right? So we're going to go down aisle 6 and take a look at maybe all the ingredients that you would need to put together some corn fritters. You can see right there, aisle 6. Yes, indeedy. And away we go, friends, right? On a magical mystery tour, if you'll have it. Kind of nice to have Monday off. I would be okay with striking that from the record. I think people feel the same way about Friday sometimes. Like, what if we just got rid of Friday? I kind of like Friday. I don't know. But as far as Mondays, yeah, I'm good with that. All right, so do we have any corn fritter? I see some shake and bake. Put that on your chicken. Easy way to make a fun dinner, right? And then maybe if we keep going, Chad, I don't know, at least the ingredients you would need. There's probably people watching that are going, yes, I have a great recipe for corn fritters. It's not that complicated. I've never made it, so I don't know. I'm just telling you. That's probably the aisle where you're going to find everything and take the Toyota Muscatine car cam. Oh, look at that. So there's some cornmeal. Maybe that's that one of the key ingredients. It would make sense, right? Again, I don't know. It's ironic that it's also National Personal Chef Day because it's safe to assume that if you're a personal chef, maybe you've made corn fritters in your life. I don't know. Cornbread. I've had cornbread. Look at me, right? I haven't missed a cornbread in a while. Even if it comes from a box, right? You could pass it off as your own. You made it. You worked hard putting it together. That's okay. All right, very good. Chad, you can come back, fella, and we'll keep things moving here on the show. So I mentioned as we started today, if you got to go, Mike, you can split. You're good. Yeah, good to see you, brother. I appreciate it. I don't want to keep you because I know you got a busy day. Busy day in the wine business. So if you're just joining us, we talked to Mike Furlong with Arden Creek Wine. Please check out Arden Creek Wine. Go see them and support their products. Thank you, sir. And you'll find them at Wine and Spirits and, of course, several spots throughout the store. So don't miss Mike and the crew. And, again, live music this Friday at 6 o'clock with the Night People performing. And then it's yoga on Saturday morning, which is awesome. So we're very happy to have Mike on the show. That was his first time ever being here. So worked out nicely. All right, here comes the cart cam back to the old homestead if you'll have it. So what I was going to say is it's Tuesday. So we've got the Tuesday night burger deal in the Market Grill Express. Each and every Tuesday, you can have any of the burgers starting at 4 p.m. for just $8. That includes unlimited fries or unlimited tater tots. It's awesome. All those burgers are hand pattied and ready to go. They do an excellent job, and I hope that you'll come out for dinner tonight. And don't be afraid to let us do the cooking. We can get you taken care of with the Tuesday burger night. We've also got in the Discover Muscatine our brand new ad. So this will be in your mailbox today, right? Discover Muscatine paper. And on the back of that right here, boom, you can see we've got another fun ad for you. And then, of course, inside the paper, we've got the Hy-Vee ad, right? So boom, shakalaka. If you're looking for the Hy-Vee ad, just a reminder, you're going to find it in the Discover Muscatine paper, right? So this will be in your mailbox today. There's a lot of great stuff in here. You flip it around. It's got, by the way, I love that the back page has this ad that you can see on the screen and also has a story about our friends at Land of Oz. So that's cool. A nice back page. So Laura Darding, formerly Laura Schroeder, Laura Darding, local photographer, and Land of Oz are on the back page of the paper. And then right below them is the Hy-Vee ad. So that's just awesome. Good local content for sure in the Discover Muscatine. So there's Laura and the Land of Oz story. You can see that right there. And then if you flip inside, you can see the talk of the town written by yours truly and the curious case of Pickles the hamster and his escape from the hamster cage in my house, which I guess I had enough of a story to write that in the column. So check out this paper in your mailbox, pick it up, grab our ad. Still doing that sunrise special for folks that are working like a third shift. We're going to get you taken care of. 6 to 10 a.m. burger, fries, and a beer for $8. That's awesome. A lot of people work third shift in this town. And at the bottom of that, there's a 2-day bakery sale, right? Wednesday, Thursday. So don't miss that. Wednesday, Thursday. Love it. Coffee cake, dessert loaves, angel food cake. Looks like some banana bread, some Puff Krispies, cornbread. That's awesome. Like how that looks. And check it out. All right, what else can I tell you before we get out of here? Today's the last day to take advantage of the bakery flyer. So we've got these hot summer bakery deals, and today's the last day for those. So if you come into the store, grab a flyer, and then head to the bakery right behind us where we do the show, here's the hot summer deals. You can see a couple have a fuel saver, and the rest of it's just awesome. And you're going to be able to save a bunch of money when you buy everything that is on this flyer, right? So bakery fresh bread, hamburger buns, baking stone bread, Italian bread, Hawaiian hamburger or hot dog buns, and the baking stone garlic bread. That's awesome. Bakery deals. That flyer again expires today, so just a heads up on that. How about something that starts tomorrow? The salad bar. So this is fun. I love when we can put together a salad bar deal, a bunch of deals as a matter of fact for you. So this will start tomorrow, so keep in mind if you're watching, and it'll go from Wednesday through next Tuesday. It's a sizzling salad bar fuel saver. So many great ways to add to your Fuel Saver card. You can see things like large fruit pizzas, 10-cent Fuel Saver, large veggie pizzas, 10-cent Fuel Saver. The apple trays are awesome. I tried deviled eggs on the show. You saw that a couple months ago. Fruit trays, veggie trays. It's great. And then at the bottom, I think we did the math, if I'm not mistaken. Beat the heat with your Fuel Saver Plus Perks card. So if you do the math on that, what do you got? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55 cents off per gallon if you bought everything. Love it. That is just great. And of course, when you use your Fuel Saver at Hy-Vee Gas, just a reminder, when you pump 10 gallons or more at Hy-Vee Gas, so you build up your Fuel Saver and it takes off however much off per gallon, which is great. Go into Hy-Vee Gas. If you pump 10 gallons or more, they put 5 cents back on your Fuel Saver. And I know that there's other gas stations that accept the Hy-Vee Fuel Saver, but nobody else puts money back on your card. Does that make sense? So if you had, say, $1 off per gallon and you go and redeem it, your Fuel Saver doesn't have to be empty, because if you pump 10 gallons, which you probably will, they'll put 5 cents back on it. So that's just a little plug for Hy-Vee Gas. And speaking of Hy-Vee Gas, if you need a propane exchange, right? So you got the propane tank, it's empty. Go to Hy-Vee Gas, $14.99. That is an unbelievable price on propane exchange, $14.99. Wow. As someone that just bought a new grill, I had to pay full price for a propane tank. I can't wait to have to exchange it for $14.99. That's awesome. Do some grilling and save money at the same time. And we talk about how hot it's going to be this week. It is going to get hot between tomorrow, Wednesday, and Saturday for sure. Some dangerous heat index levels. 99-cent fountain drinks at Hy-Vee Gas, another way to beat the heat. You know, if you can stay out of the heat as much as possible in the air conditioning, or at least a fan or something, and you need to cool off, Hy-Vee Gas has got any size fountain drink, just 99 cents. That's an excellent deal. So Terry and the crew, they'll take care of you with everything that you need with Hy-Vee Gas, of course, and the Fuel Saver, and then any size fountain drink, just 99 cents. It's fantastic. Go see them and stay cool. The last thing that we'll do before we get out of here is the team staffing job board. The job board with team staffing happens typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Of course, I wasn't here yesterday, so we'll do it today on Tuesday. And then we'll have even more job boards tomorrow on Wednesday's show. And we apologize for, again, missing the show yesterday. It was my fault. Not feeling that well, but back in the saddle today. So here we go. If you're looking for an opportunity or know someone that is, forklift assembly warehouse. This is Mary. $10 to $13 an hour, $13.85 as a matter of fact. Call Mary, 563-316-7634, or careers@teamssi.com. Reach out to her. Up next on the job board is another forklift opportunity. So this is $14.77 per hour, all shifts available. Got to work some overtime. Get paid that overtime. That doesn't hurt. 563-316-7635 or careers@teamssi.com. And last but not least, here is production labor. Brooke McCullough, our friend Brooke, first and second shift available. Call her, 563-316-7636, and she'll get you all taken care of. That I know for sure. Okay, on that note, I think we're going to get out of here for the morning. So I appreciate y'all. If you're watching us live on cable or on social media, or if you watch this show weeknights on the rebroadcast on Muscatine Power and Water, Channel 5 at 7:30 and 10:30 p.m., thanks for being with us. Guest suggestions, always welcome. Hy-Vee@gmail.com. Mike Furlong, Arden Creek, owner and operator along with his wife. They've got a great business, Arden Creek, celebrating 10 years this fall. You can find them in places here like Hy-Vee. They've got live music this Friday at 6 o'clock with the band The Night People, and yoga on Saturday morning. Connect with them and support them. Think local, drink local if you can. That is just great. We'll be back tomorrow live at 8:30, and we look forward to chatting with you all, and I hope you're doing well, and stay cool, please, if you can. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust, Toyota, Muscatine, and Team Staffing. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet. We're hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.